Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to everyone and our lecturer Dr. Rizwana. Today, our group want to present seminar 2, which is Sustainability Development and Environmental Management. Let me introduce our member first. Our first member is IMAN Nur AINA, second Nur Atiqah, third Nur FARAH SAKINAH, fourth NURIN NAZIFA, which is me, and lastly is NURUL AQILAH. We begin the presentation by the definition of sustainability. Sustainability entails addressing our own demand without jeopardizing future generations' ability to meet their own. We require social and economic resources due to organic resources. Environmentalism is not the only aspect of sustainability. Concerns for social fairness and economic development are found in most definitions of sustainability. Accordingly, sustainable policies emphasize the future effect of any given policy or business practice on humans, ecosystems, and the wider economy. The concept often corresponds to the belief that without major changes to the way the planet is run, it will suffer irreparable damage. For example, adopting sustainable practices, whether large or small, can have significant impacts in the long run. If every office worker in the United Kingdom use one less staple a day by using a reusable paperclip, 120 tons of steel would be saved in 1 year. Next, we are going to present what development means. Development is the process in which someone or something grows or changes and becomes more advanced and increase the self-sufficient capacity of economies that are technically more complex and depend on global integration. Thus, the definition of sustainability development is a method of organizing society in such a way that it can continue to exist in the long term. It is addressing current demands without compromising future generations' ability to meet their own needs. This means taking into account both the imperative present and those of the future, such as the preservation of the environment and natural resources, or social and economic equity. We are moving on to how did the idea of sustainability development get relevant? The Industrial Revolution is connected to the rise of the idea of sustainability development. From the second half of the 19th century, Western societies start to discover that their economic and industrial activities had a significant impact on the environment and the social balance. Several ecological and social crises took place in the world and raised awareness that a more sustainability model was needed. Here, the example of economic and ecological crisis that make sustainability development should be relevant for world to adopt it. The first one is Latin America debt crisis due to oil price shock created current account deficit in many Latin American countries. And for ecological crisis, which is the Atiqah crisis. This crisis make the world have to manage their resources wisely. Otherwise, the future generation will get back in back. There are 3 core elements of sustainability development. The first one is social. Universal human rights and basic necessities are attainable by all people who have access to enough resources in order to keep their families and communities healthy and secure. Healthy communities have just leaders who ensure personal, labor, and cultural rights are respected and all people are protected from discrimination. Second, for economic human communities across the globe are able to maintain their independence and have access to the resources that they require financial and other to meet their needs. Economic systems are intact and activities are available to everyone, such as secure sources of livelihood. And the last one is environmental. Ecological integrity is maintained. All of Earth's environmental systems are kept in balance while natural resources within them are consumed by humans at a rate where they are able to replenish themselves. Here, we include 3 examples of sustainability development, which are wind energy, solar energy, and green space in order to meet their own needs without compromising future generations.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is NURUL AQILAH binti MAZALAN, and now I will explain why sustainability reporting has become more important to the firm. But before that, the sustainability report is also known as the triple bottom line report, corporate social responsibility report, and also social and environmental report. Basically, the purpose of this report is to measure and communicate the economic and social impact of an organization's activities and allows them to be more transparent about the risks and opportunities that they face. Therefore, the information in the report should be relevant to the stakeholders to let them aware of how the organization integrate the principle of sustainable development into their everyday operation. So, first of all, the main reason sustainability reporting is important is because it helps firms to improve the transparency of the organization's activities. Sustainability reporting allows stakeholders to access all the information on the firm's CSR and its contribution to the society and the environment. It also enables the companies to measure the impact of their activities on the environment, society, and economies. Due to that, by having the report, companies can get an accurate and insightful data which will help them to improve processes and have a more positive impact in society. Next, it also helps firms to obtain funding. This is because stakeholders nowadays are more aware of the impact that business have on the economy, environment, and the society. This impact may be positive or negative. For example, agriculture activities may create a positive economic or social impact by providing job opportunities and improving the quality of life of local communities, but it may also create a negative impact on the environment in the form of local original air pollution. For example, the haze that is generated from the open burning. This negative impact may become a reputational risk to the firm, which allows it to occur and may affect its ability to obtain funding. The sustainability report issues can affect an organization's risk profile, potential liabilities, and its value. Therefore, there is a need for the business community to respond appropriately by preparing sustainability report. Lastly, sustainability reporting allows firms to communicate with their stakeholders. Sustainability reporting enables firms to externally communicate with their stakeholders on what are their goals regarding sustainability developments and CSR. It allows the stakeholders such as employees, media, and NGOs to identify the firm's short goals and long goals and make more informed decisions. Now, let's dive into the benefit of sustainability reporting since it can provide significant benefits to any organization. First, it helps to promote innovation and attract new customers. When sustainability consideration increase, an organization that recognizes the opportunities and has the capacity to innovate will drive growth by introducing new products, services, and customers. So here, the introduction of the sustainability-driven product and service can attract new customers. We can see General Electric's Ecomagination initiative is one of the leading examples of driving business growth through sustainable product and service. Secondly, it can boost productivity and cost optimization. When sustainability efforts such as employee engagement program go beyond basic to comply with the labor standards, a firm can improve its attractiveness to recruit, retain top talent, and enhance employee and their suppliers. This can lead to the longer-term benefits such as customer attraction, improved reputation, stronger operating margin, and optimized capital expenditure. Besides that, the sustainability reporting also enhance brand value and reputation. Issues such as sourcing of raw material, energy and water usage, and human rights give an impact on the firm brand and reputation. It's because stakeholders will respond positively to organizations that conduct themselves in a sustainable and ethical manner. This can lead to increased confidence and trust among stakeholders, enhance brand value and reputation, as well as improve customer loyalty. Therefore, we can conclude that a firm that conducts itself in a sustainable and ethical manner can enhance its good image among the community and the stakeholders. Moreover, sustainability reportings also benefit the firm by securing capital. This day, it is becoming a norm for investors to evaluate sustainability reporting together with the financial data when determining their investment. Last but not least, by preparing sustainability reporting, it can help firm to enhance risk management since it can reduce exposure to sustainability-related risks. This is because the firm is continuously exposed to environmental and social changes, including population growth, climate change, and ecosystem decline. Due to that, failure to manage the sustainability-related risks may result in an organization incurring losses. Therefore, if an organization proactively recognize and manage sustainability-related risks through sustainability report, they can avoid and reduce costs resulting from this risk. Next, I will pass to the next presenter to present her part.
Now, let's take a look at the sustainability reporting of Coca-Cola Company. Coca-Cola focuses on the highest priority sustainability and environmental, social and governance (ESG) issues as a foundational step in how they conduct their business and develop their corporate strategy. It also serves as the foundation for how they evolve and report on their business and sustainability efforts in order to gain trust from their customers, stakeholders, and protect the environment. First is giving people options and choices. Coca-Cola is evolving their business strategy to become a total beverage company by providing more of the drinks that people want, as they serve from sparkling water, dairy, fruit juices, organic and plant-based drinks, teas and coffees. This strategy includes changing recipe to reduce added sugar, promoting low and no-calorie beverage options, and making smaller packages more readily available to enable portion control. Next is focusing on a world without waste. Coca-Cola and its bottling partners are examining their packaging and considering how they can drive change. Their sustainable packaging strategy aims to create systemic change for their packaging through a circular economy, from how bottles and cans are designed and manufactured to how they are recycled and reused. They aim to make 100% recyclable packaging globally by 2025 and collect and recycle a bottle or a can for each one that they sell. Next is maximizing the water conservation. The Coca-Cola Company's water stewardship goals are aimed at increasing water security. Today, they have announced a holistic strategy to achieve water security for its business, communities, and nature everywhere the company operates, sources agricultural ingredients for its beverages, and touches people's life by 2030. And lastly, reducing their carbon footprint as they set a target to reduce the usage of carbon emissions 25% by 2030 from a 2015 base year through their science-based target. Their ambition is to achieve a net zero carbon emissions by 2050. Coca-Cola also aims at a 25% reduction of the carbon footprint of the drink in their hand. The company has met their 2020 goal to cut their carbon footprint by 25% by the end of 2020 against a 2010 baseline. Now, I will explain about the definition of environmental management. Environmental management can be defined as the management of the interaction and impact of the human activities on the natural environment. Environmental management also attempts to safeguard and maintain ecosystem services and biodiversity for equitable use by future human generations, as well as to maintain the ecosystem integrity as a goal within itself by taking into account the ethical, economic, and scientific elements. Environmental management is also to understand the elements at issue in potential conflicts arising from meeting the needs while also preserving the environment. Factors to be considered in preserving the environment are through first, identification, which is via complaints from the community after identifying the certain environment problems. Second, evaluation, which is through inspection with authority bodies. And lastly, by bringing the problem to the attention of the polluter. This is to inform that person to stop the illegal activity and address the problem or concern, which include the rehabilitation of the areas. Okay, I think that is all from me. I will pass the presentation to our next presenter.
Now, I will present about history of environmental management system. In 1992, the British Standard Organization has developed BS 7750, which is used for environmental control in both manufacturing and service company by implementing BS 7750. The European Union's Eco-Management and Audit Scheme, EMAS, require that member states to establish a competent body which is responsible for the registration of organization and provide appropriate resources to them. It also provides assistance to organizations related to compliance with environmental regulation. In 1996, the International Standard Organization, ISO, published the first version of ISO 14001. The main rationale behind the creation of the standard was to facilitate international trade by harmonizing different environmental management standards and to provide guidance relating to corporate sustainability practice. Moreover, the ISO 14001 family of standards was developed to be easily integrated with other management standards issued by international standard organizations such as ISO 9000 describing quality management system, ISO 25000 on energy management system, and ISO 26000 on social responsibility. The first revision of the standard was made in 2004, which introduced some minor change to ISO 14001 in 1996. And it mostly focused on making the requirement become more understandable and to facilitate the integration of the standard with other standards such as ISO 9001. Next is the latest version of ISO 14001 in 2015 has brought many deeper changes to environmental management system. The most important is adopting a high-level structure, which is the integration of the standard with other standards. It also new requirement for risks and opportunities has been introduced along with the removal of mandatory procedure and other modification. Now it's about climate change of environmental management system applied by Apple, the smartphone company. For climate change, Apple focused to produce products with low carbon design, starting from the transition of product material, manufacturing processes, and operating system. Apple also emphasized the efficient use of energy when the company want to reduce energy consumption at corporate and supply facility.
Okay, next I will explain on resources environmental management. In environmental management, the resources that the company can be used as indicators are material use, water abstraction, home built on land that previously developed, and the number of household. Okay, for Apple company, they use three resources, which are materials, waste stewardship, and zero waste. Okay, so for the materials, the company made the transition to recycle or renewable material in their products and maximize material efficiency, product longevity, and recovery. Okay, next for waste stewardship, the company reduced freshwater use, improve the quality of water discharge, and demonstrate leadership by protecting shared water resources. And the last one is zero waste. Okay, the company eliminate waste sent to landfill at manufacturing facilities, corporate offices, data centers, and retail stores. Next is chemistry in sustainability, development and environmental management. Okay, so the government, industry and many other organizations worldwide had adopted a framework that comprised of 17 aspirational goals known as the Sustainable Development Goals. So the chemical plays an essential role to help the society to achieve sustainable development goals. It is an assessment and management which the organization should assess and manage chemicals for risk to human health and the environment. Chemistry gives cooperation between chemical research, green and sustainable chemistry education, green and sustainable chemical manufacturing, and a sense of social responsibility for the use of the current and future chemists to work together to protect the planet. Okay, next we will continue on international and Malaysian standard. Okay, for international standard, we had an ISO 14001, which is Environmental Management System, or we can call it as EMS. Yeah, EMS comprised of the policies, processes, plans, practices, and records that define the rules governing on how a company interact with the environment. So the standard requirement is to provide a framework and guidelines for creating one's environmental management system for an EMS to be successful. The organization also needs to identify and manage the environmental aspect and impacts resulting from their operation, products and services. It is intended for use by an organization seeking to manage its environmental responsibilities in a systematic manner that contributes to the environment pillar of sustainability. Okay, and for Malaysian standard, we had a sustainability framework which was launched by Bursa Malaysia. This framework was made mandatory for all public listed companies to produce a sustainability report. The use for this framework is to guide an organization in doing sustainability report. Okay, so the guide set by Bursa has listed a number of items to be included in any company's sustainability reports. For example, based on paragraph 6.2, companies need to disclose governance structure placed to manage economic, environmental and social risks and opportunities, scope of sustainability statement and material sustainability methods.
In conclusion, people, their well-being and equity in their interactions with one another are all important aspects of sustainability development. In a world where imbalance between nature and society can threaten economic and social stability, thus we have to cooperate with each other to take care of our world. Environmental management feature allows organization to foresee and avoid problems rather than reacting to them.
So this is the list of references that we use throughout the preparation of our presentation. And with that, we have reached to the end of our presentation today. So thank you everyone for listening and giving us your full attention. We will see you later during the Q&A session. So bye!